me get something like Michelle said you want to get. Oh, all right, guys, it's my turn at the microphone. Michelle did one yesterday. What's this? Thursday? It's yesterday. Okay. Michelle has often suggested that I should use a external device to check the stream's health because if you go by just what Google Hangouts on air shows you, it tends to mess it up pretty bad. And the first thing is the fact is that they crap off some parts in the bottom of the screen that makes a problem for a lot of people. So the first thing I'm going to do is, let's see if I got this straight here. Now you just go into the plug into your channel. Got it. Okay. And okay, so let's play this part of this clip here and see what it looks like. Okay, I don't need to hear all the repeats. So let's play this part of this clip here and see what it looks like. You're gonna have to bring the camera down a bit. I don't need to hear all that. All right, so I gotta bring the camera down. You gotta bring the camera down a little bit because they see more of your head than your chest area. All right, so bring the camera down. So this should do it. Okay, guys, this is my turn on the microphone today. I don't think I ever did a live stream recently, and so I'm looking to see if I'm in frame in the video, and it looks like I am. Unfortunately, you'll notice that the picture is a little bit screwed up. You also need to spin the camera a little more to this way. Do I really have to? I don't know about that, but you also need to spin the camera a little more to this way. Do I really have to? I don't know about that. No, I'm just shift over a little bit this way. Yeah, but then you're not center of the couch. Picky. All right. So that worked, but all right. So let me just move this camera a little bit this way because Michelle likes to sit more centered, and I like to sit centered. Yeah. So let me see if you have to move a little bit. So. Now, we just found out something about the Google Hangouts on air thing. They're up to something. Again, yeah. Not only do they plan to remove a lot of the special effects on Google Hangouts on April 25th, they're going to remove a YouTube feature on Hangouts. I don't know if that affects the live streaming or just playing YouTube videos through Google Hangouts. I got a feeling it's probably the latter and not the former. But I have no idea. So what exactly is Google up to? Well, from what I can understand is they took a working platform that was well appreciated and well liked, and are changing it again and again and again and again. And it's making it harder for anybody to figure if you're coming or going. And that is exactly where the problem is. Okay? So this is working. That's what I need to see. I don't need to go into details right now. Be nice if I could share it. It is being shared on Google Hangout Plus. And of course, any of your subscribers on YouTube are seeing this link. Right. Okay. So in other words, somebody's seeing it. Somebody is seeing it or will be seeing it. Okay. So you did some research into your leg situation. And what did you find out? There's a couple possible issues. Of course, it would be nice if it showed me live streaming it. It doesn't. Not on that page anyway. Yeah, just check out here, see if can you actually share my link with other people. I can. Yes, I can. Okay. But, yeah, we could do that. Let's see. We have. Come on in, Dory. We're doing a live stream for the fun of it. It's my turn at the microphone this time.
Oh.
So I'm over here.
No, my nails are still getting done.
What's that?
I'm still doing my nails.
Oh.
It's taking forever.
Well, you got a minute? Louis, come on camera and you can say hi to everybody.
So, everybody, I said hi. I'm getting my nails done.
Yeah. You know, Dory is me and Michelle's friend that she's been.
Hi, everybody.
Of course, I have to go over so she can sit down. It was amazing over very narrow.
I'll be back, Michelle.
Okay, this is Lumi. It's not Michelle. This is difference. Yeah. All right. To answer your question, Lum, yeah, I think you can. I can. Let's see. How do I do that? I gotta go into my account. Got 2 different YouTube channels. And I said that today we're gonna be having phone calls. Yes, you did. We are going to do our best to have phone calls today. And and that's what Michelle's going to do. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to try to take your phone calls today. So some of you guys, I'm sure it's Saturday, somebody is going to want to watch the show. Even if it's not much of a show. It's kind of just informal. I don't really have a formal structure coming up in the program. Michelle has a habit of boring you to tears with stuff. And I'm not going to bore you to tears with all the technical stuff because she likes to do that. That's her thing. So let's get this shared out there. I'm on it. Okay. So I'll share it on my Google Plus so people can actually find it. Okay. Hit post. Not really much of a link. Post again. And we'll share this out through my normal means to the various channels. And by the way, me and Lumi looked into the condition or recommended conditions to treat your leg with pulled muscles. And one of the ones that I was doing was certainly the right one. It was definitely the right one. And the problem Michelle ran into is just like Matthew Wilder's Break My Stride. She doesn't have a chance to stop moving for nobody. It's really, really painful. Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't have anyway. Let's put it onto a Main Street post. Okay. Um, so, for those of you who are wanting to call and ask us questions, I will be here answering the calls, and I will try to my best to keep things from getting crazy with everybody. And I'm not gonna be. I'm just as savvy as Michelle is. So, but anyway, right now Dory is doing her nails.
I'll be back up a little bit.
Okay. So, can you share this? I can put this in my playlist. Yes. Okay. And that would be good. That way people can find it when they look at my playlist. They'll see it. Okay. That works. Okay. Now, right now, there's nobody watching. That's not surprising. I'm sure very likely Michelle's group will pick up on this stream. It's a weekend. It's one of those quiet times, and so why does this thing keep asking these stupid questions about reminding me about which ones we're logged into? Because you usually don't use that computer. Well, I used that computer today because it's the only way to live stream without making this thing overheat to the point where the thing could catch fire. It just cannot handle the kind of stress that it puts that this battery and this phone's electronics under. It takes a lot of energy and it takes a lot of power to do it that way. So instead of risking having our phone burst into flames, we decided for the time being, until it had come up with an alternative means to do the live streams, to use the I'm gonna set the phone up ahead. Okay. All right, is that loud enough? I think so. What's my email? Pump pump. Michelle Marie Delaney. Okay, that's good. Yep. All right. So anyway, today I'm going to be taking calls. It's my turn. All of you guys have talked to Michelle on most of the videos, and a lot of you have asked to talk to me. And I mean, it gets kind of crazy because we have on our iPhone here, we have two main accounts. You got my account and Michelle's account. And my account, I usually set up on the social site, and Michelle usually leaves hers on the YouTube. However, we do have the ability to swap between the two accounts. And so we will try our best. I'm going to be bringing this table for a bit. You might notice some noises. This, in case you didn't know, this lamp here, which is off camera, is actually the one that we use for the other studio that allows us to easily provide the main light, and then we have the two lights in the back that are the fills. When these lights here in this room, these are the two main lights, and we don't have a fill except sometimes a ceiling fixture. The camera is the main camera is also being recorded on our computer in the other room. So that it'll be in higher definition. It's only higher definition than this. What is this, like 320 by 200? By the time it gets out there on YouTube? That sounds all right. 320 by 200. Go. Let's see, it's like, it's not that far out, right? 320 by 240, I think. 320 by 240? Yeah. Okay. So that's why we look like shit. It's because Google Hangouts was expecting that all the chats would be in widescreen, and so it tries to turn a standard definition camera into widescreen by cutting out tops and bottom of the frame. Since we shoot in PAL, it's going to still chop off video. Okay, I'll leave that alone because I don't want to get too complicated. All right, so in case you guys are ever wondering what is the most important thing you should do for strained muscles, pulled muscles or even ripped muscles. You don't think it's ripped? No, God, no, because it doesn't hurt when I'm not using the muscles. It just, it hurts when I think it gets strained too much. But I am still going to be seeing, going to the walk-in clinic. I got to go to the same clinic to do my blood draw for my blood work anyway. So I can certainly go in and ask them if they can look at the situation with, like, the soup kitchen does have a nurse that comes in on Wednesdays as well. Right, but she can't actually do any immediate treatment. She's more like for checking things like blood pressure and medical questions. Right, so I got a feeling that one of the things that the doctors is probably going to tell me is the same over-the-counter techniques they could tell you. I have a few, 10 of them. The most important one is take it easy on your muscles. Rest for a few days. Ideally, when you're laying down, elevate your leg above your heart. This will help spread the swelling back towards your lower body because there's no gravity. Ice packs every 20 minutes, every hour. Okay. And in addition to that is occasionally use a heating pad. I also suggest using compression, including things like an ace bandage to help relieve the stress on the muscle groups, which I think is a great idea instead of not an ace bandage. That's because Michelle was going to go get one, but it hurt so bad that she couldn't even, because she had walked all the way to CVS, and it was... She really physically didn't have the stamina to go running through the aisles, literally running. She doesn't have the ability to even walk real fast. I think a tortoise walks faster than Michelle. Not quite. I go pretty fast on occasion. I know so when Michelle rests up for a few days, she does better. So I think the resting part is the most important thing. Is if Michelle could take a week, 2 weeks away from the soup kitchen, she'd probably be fine. But the problem is Michelle doesn't have that luxury. You have to understand that Michelle is not a person who likes to sit around and wait for things to happen. She is a go-getter. That's what she does. Yeah. You know what would be nice is if, I know in these Google Hangouts on air that we can have other people on the videos. Yes, we can. We can invite people in on the show. Very, very, very useful information. Well, I mean, the thing is that as far as what is Google doing, I think I agree with you that they have changed the system enough that some people may actually feel like YouTube is, and Google in general has kind of lost some of its user friendliness because they're going now for these more complicated things that can drive you crazy. So what started out as a online site that was kind of like T-Mobile in a sense, that was creating software that people liked and enjoyed having access to which made it big and large and a multinational corporation. They are trying to now do a variety of things that are going to make it more appeal more for the big broadcasters, and unfortunately leaving the small fries kind of wondering where we're going to go in the future. Yeah. Speaking of, what is the alternatives for YouTube? Ustream. Ustream is another alternative to YouTube, but unfortunately with Ustream, it's advertiser supported unless you want to subscribe to Ustream. And so unfortunately, they'll put commercials in wherever they want. The problem is, instead of buffering the segment that they're going to lay the commercial on top of, they just basically put the commercial smack dab on top without saving the content that was being replaced by the commercials. So when you come back from the commercial break, it's like, but you got a sense of loss of continuity between what they're trying to say and what everybody else is trying to say. Right. So in other words, it just sucks. Yes, it sucks. Okay, guys, today's topic will be, why not? Let's talk about YouTube. Let's see how you feel YouTube is going. And how do you feel YouTube could make things better for everybody involved? The phone number here is 860-738-8463. Again, that's 860-738-8463. If you're going to try to put a request on Google Hangouts on air, unfortunately, I cannot see that screen from here, so I will not be able to read your comments. I don't want you to think I don't care. I'm really serious. The computer is in the other room that's doing the streams, and we cannot read the comments unless we do something that Michelle's medical research has shown is best not to do too much, and that is to constantly get up and down and constantly go over to the other computer and come back here. So if you have any questions, I would recommend, for the sake of argument, to give us the phone call at 860-738-8463. That's in Connecticut, United States of America. And, of course, the topic is, what can YouTube do to further improve the situation for both the big guys and the small fries, that ones that me and Michelle's channels that are trying to just get out and get started. My channel, unlike Michelle's, does not have any AdSense to it. There's no monetary gain on this channel, but that's okay. This channel is more of secondary channel. So this is really kind of like a secondary channel. But if you like ad free, this is it. If you like a lack of content, this is it. No, it's not a lack of content. It's just different. Because, we don't, I usually focus on spirituality and things like that. And we could ask other questions too. But let's start with the first question. Because we are not limited to a battery on a phone croaking in a video, but we are, of course, recording this on a hard drive in the other room simultaneously. I don't really want to run forever because we have 116 gigabytes free on the other hard drive. It is being rendered in high quality, full 720 by 576, and that means that you'll see more of me on the other computer. Well, Michelle and I will release that video when this is done, depending on how long it goes, probably by tonight. And it looks like Rusty wants to go out. It looks like Rusty the cat wants to go outside. Right? Right? Yeah. Yep. So let me go ahead and let the cat out. Oh, this leg hurts. I know. That doesn't do really to start nothing. All right, so let's see. Let's do this first. I don't see any. I don't see any cats here. Well, right here. New control room. Oh, I think so right now there's no viewers. Not rising at all. So let me go ahead and look it up. Actually, we just want to get a dish. Oh. Okay. So right now the cat wants to eat. I noticed your kneecap is hurting again. Well, I have arthritis on my knee. Oh, great. You got problems. I got problems. In fact, that brings a good question: is could that be part of the whole problem? Is not just my leg, but it's also my knee. I don't know. I have no idea if it's your leg or your knee or what you got problem with this headphones are dodgy connectors again. I was gonna fix that. I know you are. When are you gonna get the parts? Probably in a couple days. Oh, okay. So we're gonna get some parts in a couple days. Anyway, so the phone calls are open. We still want to hear from you. Again, the question is, what can YouTube do to provide services for both the big guys and the small fries without alienating either group? Open phone line say again is 860-738-8463. It is Saturday afternoon here in the northeast of the United States of America. And of course, our phones are on and are waiting for your calls. And while Michelle and I don't have the best arrangement for phone calls or things like that, I can at least tell you that we are. That's better. You have the microphone aim right at you now. Yes. All right. So does it help phone call? Yes, it does. All right. So again, the number is 860-738-8463. Open lines today. Kind of making up for all the times that Michelle had not been able to do a live stream. This is your chance to speak up and watch the video. I don't really know how it works with the Google Hangouts part. If you got comments on the Google Hangouts or you got comments on the main channel. But right now we have no watchers. We have no watchers at this point. Oh, how pitiful. Actually, we have one watcher. Oh, really? Yeah, we have one. We have one watcher. Great. Love it. You guys give us a call. Again, the topic is what can YouTube do to make majority of the customers, both big guys and the little guys, feel comfortable. Well, we just had one watcher. Well, either way, I'm sure people will watch this in reruns. They always do. And as you said, and I mean, you did apologize for the issues that you did. But you also brought up something I want to talk about with the YouTube agenda they're going on. They're talking about this. They have this mode called restricted mode. What is that supposed to be exactly? I think restricted mode was intended to be a mode for the hand to provide these are distance glasses. It's a mode designed to provide a environment that is appropriate for people of various ages to keep channels that may be offensive to younger viewers, or NSFW channels not suitable for work channels, which the NSFW does not necessarily mean porn. No, it doesn't. In fact, any channel that is, say, for example, a recreational channel may actually be considered a NSFW. What they mean by not suitable for work is if your job, say, is in retail and marketing, channels with retail and marketing would make sense. Okay. But if your channel is, or if your job is electronics, you're probably not going to want to watch channels of some guy taking cat pictures. Speaking of cats, I think he wants to go out now. I think he does too. You want to go out, cat? Fine. All right, let's do that. All right. No, he's one in the bedroom. Wait a minute, I just should tell me this before I get up. God. So again, we'd love to hear from you. If you happen to watch this in the reruns and you did not get a chance to comment on the video because of the whatever reason, maybe you found the channel later on in your YouTube channel lists or whatever as a rerun, and you or you watch the SD PAL version later. We'll be both up on the channel at the same time, so you'll be able to watch both channels simultaneously, and you'll be able to learn more about both channels simultaneously as well. So this is be a really a good chance for you to get to share with us. And I'm looking at the picture, and it looks like you did a pretty good job. Thanks to your help, we made the channel look a little bit better on screen using a program called UVC Control. Well, I think I did too, but I'll be honest when I say this, I don't really know how to get more people to realize that this is not the most optimum way to live stream. But it's on the air, it's out there, I'm out there speaking out. This is probably my first, maybe this is my second video, I think. I think this is your second one. Okay. I don't think you did another one before. I could have, but I don't really remember. So let's see if I can find out. Looking at my channel when I did past live streams. And I don't see one. What's the solution to that? Tab on uploads. And live streams. Okay. I don't know how in the hell I got an upcoming event started for April 1st at 7 p.m. I don't know what you did to do that. I don't know either. But there is not going to be a second live stream, guys, tonight. It's not going to happen. Unless this is the one that will be running on to the 7 p.m. We'll see. Oh, and by the way, is there anything we need to know about this as far as how to get things going? Well, I know that the big guys like InfoWorks and George Norrie and other channels do 4 or 5 hour live streams, but I think that involves a variety of different people. It's not just me and you. No. And trust me, if you had to listen to me for 4 hours, you probably would go ahead and probably not want to watch the whole thing. And probably bore you to tears. I will give you that. Okay. So anyway, I still want to talk to you guys. Well, I will be taking calls, and if you're trying to chat through the other means of chat, Michelle, can you show me how I can check the status on that? Because I'm really confused. I suppose I can, but I don't really know if that we could check it. I think so. Me and Lumi want to check something. So there will be a moment when you won't see us on camera. Please don't cry. You certainly will hear us. I will. Yes, you will. Okay, so let's go check it. Just step. Hang on. Okay, so can we turn the microphone on over here so they can hear us clearer? Let me see if we can. All right. Volume on. Spicy. Okay. Is this the word? I think so. Yeah. Let's see if it's not working here in this one. Okay, now you can hear us on this computer. We're off camera right now because we're going to check something on the other screen, and I want to go to the live streams, and I want to see if there's any links in here, and I don't see anything that shows being live. Well, it's is this thing reloading the page, or is this? Yeah, so it's live in 2 hours. Well, first of all, what the heck? Why would you have a live stream live in 2 hours when you're already streaming live now? You're asking me? Oh, okay. Well, there's us now. So I can click on this here and I should be able to see it. Yeah. Okay, so right now this is using the T-Mobile network, just like we normally do. And I see us on screen here. Now can we cite the chat up on the same? You want to do chat? Right now this can I? T-Mobile network, just like we normally do. Yeah. All right, now let me pause this so you guys don't get all confused here. Let's see. All right. Pause that. I don't need to play that because it just confuses everybody. Okay, so we're going to go back to our channel. We're just mostly got the screen on here so we can see if everything's working. Let's see, live chat. So right now we're on, but let's see. Call us at 860-738. 8, 4, 6, 3. Okay, so I'm just letting people know we're seeing this on my channel on the live chat that we are going to be focusing on the other computer. One thing I noticed is that there is no way we can go to live control room. Live control room? What's it called? Well, this is confusing as hell. Yes, it is. Right now we have no viewers at this point. No surprise. Really cute. What it says that the stream is recording in 720p. Well, I don't think so. I'll say that because let's be honest here. 720p, I don't think so. Well, let's go back to the control room here. How do you know how to do all this shit? I don't. Sometimes, slates insertion? What is that? I don't know what that is. Let's see. Slate in. Let's see. Michelle's showing me a whole bunch of crap. I have no idea what the hell she's doing. I don't know either. Ads. I don't want ads. So let's see. Is this the channel? This is the stream we're just watching. Ads. I don't want ads. Okay. First of all, the picture looks like crap. But that's because, as Michelle explained, is the way that the system is encoding the video. I can see my little logo on the bottom of the screen. I can see my little teddy bears. I can see but I can't figure out how in the heck you're supposed to put insert slates. Oh, I don't know either. Slates insertion. What the heck is this? Okay, let me look up real quick. This preview player must be playing at the live point of the stream and go to the slates. Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, so I have to be live. I have to be playing it live. All right, so how do I get to it? In the program. Michelle has it. All right, we're live now? This preview player must be playing at the live point. I think we are. Okay, so let me just turn the sound off. We don't need to hear this because this is just going to confuse you and me and everybody else. All right, so now according to this thing, I should be able to do slates. That's what it says. All right, so I can add slates. Well, what would be a good slate? It says here, Okay, the player must be life point. Well, where's the life point? Where is the life point? Sync to preview player. Where's that? Sync to preview player. Live. No, I don't know how this works, guys. I really am confused. Michelle will have to help me with this, figure this out, because I am totally, thoroughly confused. Broadcast. Turn on only works in Flash and HTML file players. Broadcast. Oh, wow, okay. The broadcast is rescheduled event. Let's end the event early. No, I'm not ending it early. We just got started. All right, learn more. Michelle wants to check out the slates thing, so let's see what the slates thing does. Do I need to do anything funky? Let's see, slate and add insertion. Oh, okay. I don't have ads enabled, so the ads and slate will appear in public view player only. Remember, the slate is configured. Slate has been removed. Freaking confusing. Yes, it is. Oh, this is really, really confusing, guys. But I don't understand half this crap. So I'm just going to close this window and stick back where we are. And go back to the bottom of the screen. So we can see the channel. Can't do the slate insertion because I don't have monetization enabled. And is there any way we can fix the sharpness on the picture? Get a UVC control again. UVC control. Where's that? Right down there, right there. Now, let's see. Let's just try text sharpness higher. Higher. It pixelates the hell out of it. Yes, it does. Okay, that's not gonna work. I don't want to sharpen. I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. Okay. Whoa, that looks awful. That looks worse. Okay. Oh man, I just made it worse. No, that's better now. Is it? Yeah, I think so. Let's see. This is all new to me, guys, so bear with us, okay? Because I've never done this before. So I never done this before. Michelle has done more than me. But now, where's our live Hangouts feed? Google Hangouts here, I think it is. Okay, so there we go. Now I got the I love you part. How's that look? That looks better, I think. Relatively speaking, it's better. So can we sharpen this picture further? Careful with the sharpness control, or you can really make it bad. See, what reason I'm saying this is because if you make it too sharp, you actually add noise to the video. Oh my God, like that? Yeah. Let's see. So it's probably about as good as it's going to get. Because I don't want to add too much noise to the video. 22. 22 is pretty good. I leave it there at 22. All right, so let me come back onto the camera. And there's also the comments area. I can actually add comments to the channel. Okay. So we got one viewer. So one viewer, I want you to hang on. We're going to be coming right over to the camera in a second. What Michelle and I are trying to figure out is, can we make the picture a little sharper without making it too sharp and causing major interference? And it looks like the answer is not really, no. Okay, so let's go back over to the other computer or over to the couch and start some work over there. So Okay. So today's topic is still open lines on. I still want to hear from you. Here is the topic for today. Number one, are you ready? What can YouTube do to make this channel more successful for both the big guys and the little guys in the live streaming? And also, should we turn the other microphone off? I think I can stay on for a little bit because that way we can just jump up and down over here without having to worry about constantly sticking with the knobs. Yeah, but it adds echo. Yeah, it does. Okay, by the way, let's get to let's turn that one off here, right? Because it does that interference, doesn't it? Yep. So, turn this sound down. And there we're back on this one, making here we get rid of the echo. One of the problems with Michelle's hearing loss is echo. If it's too much echo, she says deaf as a post. No kidding. All right, so YouTube is, like I said, let me explain what we were talking about. Is YouTube is changing the system quite a bit. They have in a very short time, they have added a whole bunch of new features. And almost are going to be taking away a lot of features. And some features that no one ever really uses. I would suspect the reason is because of the lack of popularity of certain features. So they decided that, for example, in the case of streaming YouTube content through Google Hangouts on air, that was a feature too many people used for a lot of reasons. Number one, the first has to do with it's a real pain in the butt because what it does is it's going to, especially for some things, it just doesn't work. Right, but I don't know about the other features. What about the Google Hangouts on Air feature? You think that's going to go away? But I have no idea. For right now, it's the only source we have. So we have to make it work the best we can with the fact that we have Google Hangouts on Air. Let's see. And it'd be nice if I could see if there's more people watching the channel. And we had one watcher. I think that was me. I think that was us, but no, wait. We got one more person. See if there's more people watching the channel. And we are, of course, we're in frame. And I swear to God, we look like a Frankenstein. What's that? Because the the headset. Yeah, well, the headset is only so we can make sure that we can hear the people and hear what they got to say in the call. Well, we still want to have your phone calls, definitely. So again, 860-738-8463. Again, that's 860-738-8463. The topic is what can YouTube do to, again, provide a compromise for the big new channels like the YouTube broadcasters are coming on, such as the major TV networks, to the YouTube TV, as well as for the small fry, such as me and Michelle's channel. That is the whole question because of that reason. Mm-hmm. But since right at this moment, no one's asking questions about that, I want to talk about something else. Okay, want to talk about the afterlife. Okay, it sounds like a topic that you want to discuss. Yes. You know, and I know that when the time on Earth is over, you and I are going back home to the other side. Yes. And on the other side, we will be physically separate people. Yes. And so I want to know what you plan to be doing when you get home. Well, I'm kind of involved in a lot of different things. On the other side, I try to bring a lot of the same stuff here. I try to provide current events. I try to enrich the lives of other people by sharing knowledge. And lately that hasn't been the case. I mean, I've done a few video demos, such as with the M300 Mini interface the wireless bridge from Bonets. That was one example of what I would be doing. I'm going to be getting back into the other side and doing demos and teaching. Of course, you will be the North American snorkeling even on the other side because it says life and beyond life. Yes. Unless I can find somebody to take over the role, which I don't think there's too many people who are really looking for taking over winter because winter is just not the popular season of the year. Winter is, for so many people, is a time of great displeasure. They don't enjoy it. They hate it. I think winter is actually a pretty peaceful time, pretty quiet time. Granted, we have all the holidays in the winter months, such, of course, as Hanukkah, Christmas, Yule, New Year's, President's Day, my birthday, your birthday, yep, and Valentine's Day. And so, yes, there definitely is a time that's really busy with holidays. And the reason why that has traditionally been the case is because they figure that if you're doing all these different holidays and things like that, you won't be so depressed. That's why we have holidays like that. Right. But when you go home to the other side, it won't be the same. There won't be no holidays. Well, there'll be kind of a holiday in a sense, but it's not going to be like here. Because just like if you remember in the New Testament says that when you go home to the other side, there'll be no sadness, there'll be no tears, there'll be no unhappiness, there'll be no pain, there'll be no suffering. Unless, unfortunately, you know this, for those people who ended up choosing to go through the left door by their own actions and their deeds and what they've done and what they have failed to do. Those people, however, will not even be able to enter into the kingdom of heaven because they are tainted by the dark forces. But then you got those people who, by reasons of being mistold by so many religions, that you can only enter the kingdom of God if you're totally free of blemish, i.e. like the Paschal Lamb that is perfectly free of sin. We know that it is mentioned in the New Testament that it's by believing in the Lord Jesus Christ, the Son of God, that mankind can receive eternal salvation. That is absolutely true. There is other ways, but it's much more complicated. And by the time for me to explain all the steps, I would say it would be much easier for you to accept Jesus as the man who's going to be your defense attorney, if you will, to speak on your behalf and to help you to understand what's going on with the world around you. That's what Jesus does. Jesus is not out there to punish you. Wait, my headphones are acting up again. You gotta fix this plug. I know that. So we'll fix the plug, but maybe not right now. Not right now. No, we will fix it. We'll have to work on it again. But I'll just try to keep it working for right now. So for those people who, there are people who choose not to go home to the other side right away. They choose to stay on Earth as spirits and ghosts. Sometimes they choose to, as you know, because they feel they have an obligation to do a mission on Earth, and so they go home. They feel the only way they can go home is if they complete the mission. How do they decide that they have to finish a mission on Earth? Well, some people, for example, say things like, okay, I must watch over my granddaughter or my grandson. I must make sure that they're doing okay, because they really were deeply attached to those individuals at the time they were alive. So they were really already kind of closely associated with those people. So they choose to stay loyal and watch over a person or sometimes a building. For example, maybe you might be watching over a building you lived in. Some people tend to choose to stay and watch over a property. Sounds boring. It is boring because the reason it's boring, Loom, is you got to fix this plug. I'm going to fix that plug. Okay, but for right now, you can't do anything about it. No, it's this cheap Chinese crap that they sell me. It's just garbage. It doesn't stand up to any of the abuse. So, but anyway, Where was I? You were saying it's about the people on the other side who choose to stay here because they feel they have a mission on Earth to do. When do you think they'll finally decide to finally go home? For ghosts, I think it's when they feel that they have achieved what they were supposed to do, the guardian work they were supposed to do. Those ghosts, the ones that are trying to do great things, of course, are trying to watch the well-being of everybody. It's not an easy job. It's not a fun job. And let's be honest, it really kind of is boring because you can't directly interact with those people. So you're just basically kind of like watching them. But, it's like being a security guard watching a closed-circuit television camera. You can't really do anything to change their lives. You can't really easily send them a persuasive message or something if they're doing something wrong. It's not easy to do that. It takes a lot of energy to manipulate matter. So we know that, the ghosts will sometimes manipulate the electronic and electrical fields because that's easier for them. Yes, because the electrical fields is pretty much almost the same contents as they are. Their energy, the spiritual energy. So trying to make electrical events happen, like make a light flash or make make a sound or something like that is a little easier, but that still, of course, results in a lot of effort to do. So the point is you would say, well, what's the point of being a ghost if all you're going to do is being more like a security guard just watching the door? Well, the whole idea is that's what they think is being a ghost is when they say, I want to watch over my loved ones. It's sad because it's like they're suspending their true happiness for something that, they thought was, oh, that's the answer. I got to watch my loved ones. Right. But you can't really do anything anyway. So why don't you watch your loved ones when you're on the other side? At least you'll have access to doing more activities as well besides pacing the floor. You can, for example, everybody can bilocate on the other side. So yes, you can watch people on Earth. Yes, you can do activities on the other side at the same time. Yes, you can, through the Hall of Wisdom and the Hall of Records, you can watch what's going on in your loved one's life. And yes, you can possibly have a little more power because you can work with their spirit guides and Mother Asna for the Yahweh. And actually, if it's something very serious, they can intervene on your behalf. But even your ghosts, you really can't do that because you're not able to contact them. Right. But then there are people, I think, that would rather be solitaires, if you will. Well, take my life. I'm talking about my physical life. Look all I do. I don't have really anyone to help me with my chores. And look what it's done. I got an infirmity that basically lays me flat on my ass. I can't even do half the stuff that I was doing. It's just like the song by the Beatles, Help. As I'm getting older, I'm opening up the door. It's not easy for people to get used to that, where they're going to have to go ahead and say, okay, look, guys, I'm hurting. I'm going to keep trying to do the right thing. I'm going to go out there and pull just not stories of yarn on the floor. Yeah, let's try to get the phone. It's not like the same thing where I can go ahead and say, oh, guys, hey, it's okay. It's okay. You're hurt, but when you're hurt or when I'm hurting, it's unpleasant, but I will keep trying because that's what I do. I'm not a quitter. I'm not a giver-upper. No. Michelle's not a giver-upper. Okay. So obviously you're saying is that for you, the most important thing is this. You're used to being a person that does everything. And now obviously with this infirmity, your whole life has changed. Instead of being the one that says, I'll fix it, I'll do it, I'll do it. Sometimes it hurts so bad you can barely even do anything. At least when it comes to like maintenance, if I have to constantly walk around, say for like maintaining the video gear and things like that, it's time consuming. I have skills, and you know that some people don't. So if I say to Dory, use the UVC control program to adjust the brightness contrast to make the picture look as good as possible, it's not going to happen because she wouldn't know what to do. She wouldn't know when's the best time to activate the program. She wouldn't know how. If I tell her to adjust the volume to so it's 0 dB tops maximum, she'll be like, what the hell does that mean? These are the kind of things that I do. That's because that's skills I know. It's like, obviously the studio is the equipment I know because I set this up. I know the studio. I know how it works. I know what it does. I know what it can't do. So to ask, say, an audio video engineer come in, at least he would be more competent if I'd say what to do. But those kind of people are not out there. Right. So even when I hurt, I still have to go out there and pull my weight, literally, sometimes drag my weight from room to room, adjusting equipment. Instead of taking the best advice I could ever do, which is somebody to say, I'm going to lay in bed for a few days. I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to let somebody else do my shopping for a while. I'm going to let someone else do the videos for a while. I'm going to elevate my leg. I'm going to put ice compresses on it. I'm going to, possibly go into physical therapy, whatever. I don't have that option. There's no backup plan. So you think that in the case of those ghosts that stick around, it's kind of the same way. They don't think that anyone else really understands what's going on. So they choose to stay behind because they think no one else is competent to do the job that they're doing. I think for those ghosts, yes, I think that is definitely likely. Okay. What about the second kind of ghosts? The ones that don't feel that they're eligible to return home. Well, yeah, the thing is with those, the spirits that think that they can't go home because they're going to go straight to hell. I think that there's a little bit of I think some of the reason is valid, but I think some reason is over-exaggerated. Number one, if you've always lived a good life, you've always done good, but you kind of slip up here and there, say, for example, drink a little bit of alcohol, shoot a little bit of, meth or crack or whatever, or maybe you say a couple of cuss words here and there, but you've always lived a good life and always respected the divine, and you think that because of those small, and they are small, really, issues, that you're going to be damned to eternal hellfire. That's not the case. But in the Catholic Church, we have this thing called purgatorium. I'm going to talk about that because the Protestant churches, majority of them don't talk about this. What is it? Well, purgatorium is basically, I like to think of it like a big Grand Central Terminal or Penn Station. You're waiting for your train. You know what track it's going to be on, but for some reason, your train is not there yet. Okay, it's late. So when you go to look at the ticker board, you say, well, when is train 65 going to the other side? And he says, delayed. It doesn't say how long, it just says delayed. Okay. So you gotta sit there and wait in the terminal. And at this time you're gonna get a chance to reflect on what your life has been like for the last, 60, 70, 80 years. And then, you might say, well, in this case, what the heck did I do right? What did I do wrong? What can I do to make it better? And that's what purgatory is. It's a time to purge your stuff, purge your mental hang-ups and issues in your life and cleanse yourself. In some ways, it's like going and taking a nice hot shower at the train station. In this case, a spiritual shower to cleanse your mind, to cleanse your soul. And once your soul is cleansed, the train will eventually pull into the platform, and then you'll be going home. And your mother and father God will lovingly caress you with open arms and say, welcome home. And that's important. We should talk about what happens when you do get off the to the other side, because I know in a movie called Defending Your Life with Meryl Streep, it was kind of a comedy, but I think it mentioned a lot of very valid points. Yes, Defending Your Life is a comedy, but it's also, like you said, we bring up a couple of things. When you first come home, the first thing that's going to happen is you and your spirit guide, which me and your spirit guide is Mother Osna. I was originally your spirit guide. I know that. So obviously I would be there as two roles, but I don't really know how Mother's going to do that. I just got a message from her. She said, I'll be doing it. Talking about herself. She said, Mother Osna, will be advocating for you guys. And Lumi will be just coming back just like another person, and we're going to evaluate everything that has happened in your life, and everything that you've done, good, bad, ugly, whatever. But the most important thing is, once you get onto the other side, once you get into reception, you're not going to go to hell, because you're already on the other side. You already touched the blessed soil. There's no way you can go be sent to hell or to the other side, or to the left door, as Sylvia Brown calls it, because you already have been repatriated to the divine soil. However, for those people who have not been and have gone straight to the left door for reasons that are pretty serious crimes, because they are, chose to be evil and dark spirits and whatever, they basically go straight from grave to cradle. They don't even have a chance to explore the other side. They just go straight from the grave to the cradle again, and they go right into the next life. And there's no time for them to evaluate what happened. So this creates a whole series of jumbled up emotions and anger and frustration, because deep down, everybody wants to see the other side, but not everybody's going to be able to see the other side, because to see the other side, you have to be willing to love the Divine Mother and Divine Father, and that's the most key, most important thing. Can people from the other side return home to down to the blessed soul? The answer is yes, but it's a lot harder, especially because it's almost like in the next life they have to make a conscious effort to rehab. To Amy Winehouse talks about rehab a lot, doesn't she? Rehab. Well, in this case, we're talking about spiritual rehab. You got to start to change your feelings and your emotions and your thoughts in your life. You can't go to the other world, other side, if you will, if you have not changed your spiritual outlook. That's the most important thing. And that's the reason why me and Michelle have constantly strived to do our best. And even on this channel, we still focus hard on my channel to talk about spirituality. We're not trying to talk about spirituality to bore you to tears. We're trying to help you understand what's going on and why you need to know what your choices are, because there's just too many people who are being misled by so many people who have thought that they found the path, but the path that they found is either with error or is they're out there to try to sell you something. I'm not charging you anything for this. I don't want to charge you anything for this. I don't want to sell you a book. I don't want to sell you a tape or a record or whatever. I want to give you the information as for I have it for free. But I will admit that sometimes even I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm not free of faults. Okay? So But I'm not going to sit there and tell you, I'm going to sell something to you for $19.95 to tell you the answer. I'm going to tell it to you for free. And if it's not what doesn't work for you, that's fine. You can just, you can either accept it or not. That's free will. Everybody has free will. Everybody does. Now, here's the problem. Do you have free will on Earth? I know St. Augustine had a problem with that. Right, but do you have free will on Earth? Some say yes, some say no. Okay, when do you really, definitely, 100% have free will? When you're home, on the other side is when you have free will. That's true free will. That's when you can choose if you're going to come back or not, or what you're going to come back, what you're going to do here in the life chart when you make a new life chart, if you're going to make a new life chart. Some will not choose to return. Right. But on Earth, it's very limited free will. Because obviously, like you said, if you're a dark entity and you want to change your situation, that means you have to have some free will to change that. But you don't have totally openly free will. Let's just say it's limited free will. But you do got that free will. So you can come back and say, okay, you know what? I don't want to do this bad stuff anymore. I don't want to kill kittens and puppies. I don't want to hurt children. I don't want to hurt elderly. I don't want to rob, steal, and do horrible things. I want to change. That's where the limited free will comes in. That is, you have chosen there at your will. They said, I don't want to do that anymore. So for that reason, the limited free will is when you begin to be free of the thing that held you back. It's just like anybody would say a substance abuse problem. Once you admit it, that you don't want to be there anymore and constantly going into, rehab and drug treatment programs and going to jail, whatever. And once you say, this is the last time I'm doing this shit, I want out. I want to go home. I want to live a good life. I want to see my loved ones, my loved pets. And that's the important thing, is that when you're on the other side, the dark side, you never get a chance to talk to any of your loved ones. But they're watching you. And they're watching you and they're shaking their head and they're going, why did so-and-so do that? Gee. But that's okay, because they can still change. That's the whole thing. So you can change on the side. That's a limited free will. You could say it's the only chance you got, really. It's either to accept the good things and to go home to the other side when your time is through here on Earth, or to go through the same revolving door cycle over and over again from grave to cradle, grave to cradle, grave to cradle. I don't want to go that way. Sucks. It would definitely suck. Because when you go home on the other side, is you have the chance to say to your spiritual team is, look, I want to take some time to spend time here, recuperate, strengthen my spiritual, my spiritual energies, and then go back. And maybe I might want to go back and learn another skill. Or maybe I may not choose to. Maybe I might want to stay here and through a course or something that they can do on the other side to learn the same skills. Right. Okay, now let's talk about something else, the pets, because you mentioned the pets. What happens to people's pets? I think I mentioned this a couple days ago. Your pets are free of sin. They are perfect in the eyes of God. There's no original sin on the pet. Cat, dog, hamster, iguana, alligator, whatever. It's only insects that don't, to my knowledge, have any existence on the other side. Or snakes. No, I don't know about snakes. I mean, I know that bugs, according to Sylvia Brown, and from what I've seen, there is no mosquitoes on the other side. Or any other biting, stinging insects. I don't know if all insects are no longer are not part of the other side. But I do know that the insects that torment us are not on the other side. Okay. But your cats, your dogs, whatever pets you had from your former life and your current life that you just ended are going to be very excited to see you. When you get there's going to be a huge line of creatures waiting to meet you. And one of the biggest lines is going to be your pets that died and left before you did. Those pets will be there because they get this message that, hey, Michelle's coming home, guys. This is your chance to give her a welcome. And all those pets will be there. Exactly. And of course, the thing that's amazing is that there's more than options when you go back home to the other side, when you choose the locations of where to go afterwards. We always mention Earth, but Earth is not the only planet. No, you can go to a large variety of planets that are connected with the other side. Some of them we have not even discovered yet. We know about the new planets discovered by the different telescopes. And what's the newest one of this? It was like several planets. So, what was the name of the star? Titanium 1 or something? Yeah. I don't know if those necessarily have life on them yet, but they might. Okay, we don't know. I mean, they might be Earth-based. But the point is that we are not limited to coming back just to Earth. There's other planets. Earth is said to be the hardest planet to manage life on because of the constant in-your-face link with the dark entities. They're always in your face. They actually are welcome to stay here because technically they have a job. Most people don't think about this. The dark entity's job is not necessarily always to be out there to be a pain in your back end. They also exist because we see through their actions what we don't want to do, and that helps us to keep on the straight and narrow, and that's the whole thing. Exactly. But again, why do people always feel so sad at a funeral? Because they know that the person that they loved is not going to be there on Earth the next day to meet with them again on Earth. And they know that during this time of separation that they have to just get on without that person that has passed on. So it's like if I was say like I had a loving family, and it's just like if I was going to say I'm moving to the UK. That's a loss there too, because all my American family will be like, oh shoot, now I gotta get a passport just to see Michelle and say in the Isle of Man. Or in Scotland or Wales or Edinburgh or whatever, that's gonna be really hard for them. But when you die, they actually should, in one sense, they should be willing to throw almost like a boy beyond's party. Good voyage, because you're going home. As far as we know, you're going home. I mean, maybe you're not. That we don't know that, and that's again where it talks about the predestination stuff. Some religions, we are not qualified to say if you're going to heaven or you're going to hell or you're going to purgatory. All we are eligible to say is so and so has left the building. That's all we can say. We can't say anything else. There's nothing else to say. We're not the one. They're not the ones who are going to make that decision of where you're going to go. Right. And of course, since we're coming up to Easter is a very important time, isn't it? Because it's time when we are going to be seeing the most important event is we observed again, as it has for over 2,000 years. That is the coming of the resurrection of the Christ. Right. The resurrection of the Christ is important because Jesus did just what no human being has done. And that is to rise from the dead, the grave, to return to his disciples, and to continue to tell them to spread the good news, to reach out to all nations and all tongues. And through that action, he placed the Holy Spirit upon his leaving into the sky came down, and the spirit of Pentecost. The church was formed, and the tongues of spiritual fire appeared on the foreheads of his apostles, and they were given the ability to communicate with all nations, because also don't forget what St. Peter said. He said, I want you to go out there to all nations. This is after Pentecost. I want you to go out to all nations. I want you to speak to all nations about the things that you have experienced. And if anybody says they're not interested, shake the dust from your feet from their home, and for the Lord himself will deal with it. And that's exactly why we get into this situation with the Petring Commission and the Catholic Church is so important, because this is what makes it so awesome, is that, Yahweh is really aware that everybody in this world should have access to material. Doesn't mean everybody's going to use it. It just means that everybody has access to it. It's true. And what I'd like to know is what about those people? Why would some people choose not to do the will of the good things that God has given us? Why would some people turn away from God? I think some people turn away from God because they think it's too hard. And I think that's what the main cause. They think it's too hard, that you have to be so perfect, and God does not accept the blemish, and that God is going to only expect the very best of the best to come in. That's where purgatorium is important, because this is where people can actually get their head clean, their spiritual energies cleared up. Yes, it's true, you cannot enter the other side if you have faults and sins. Absolutely true. And that's also the reason why confession is important. And yes, when you're alive, confession is important. Absolutely, the sacrament of reconciliation is the key. Because all the times I have ever gone to confession, I go to the priest and I say, Father, forgive me for I have sinned, and I explain why. I don't make up something just to take this time. When I go to confession, darn it, I got a good reason to go, and I make sure that I go, and I tell him, exactly what has happened, why it happened. And then he asks me to do an act of contrition, and I do it, and I feel a million times better. It's like excellent spiritual energy to feel that great sense of peace of, yeah. So anyway, the thing is that it's 5:44. How long have we been broadcasting for? I don't know. I know we say. I thought I was going to have a live stream at 7 p.m. I don't know why it would say we're going to live stream on April 1st at 7 p.m. Because I'm not. You're not. And I'm to be honest, guys, I don't know how this works with scheduling live streams and Google Hangouts on air. So Michelle and I will have to figure that out too, because we haven't figured it out. No, we haven't. Now. Again, I don't have any phone calls. I got little tweets coming up on my phone from Kim Kardashian. Last one is, let's talk about that Twitter thing. It's getting kind of ridiculous when the Twitter stuff, because in this day and age, we talk so much about Twitter. We talk so much about Snapchat. We talk so much about Facebook, or even Google Plus, which is, it's a means to achieve a certain level of having a pulse on the society. Well, I think that I think we do that is because we don't like being isolated. We don't like being away from people because human beings are naturally social. But the problem is that the people on all these chat sites, most of them we don't know personally. So so in one sense, we're trying to say is I want to be involved with Kim Kardashian's life. I want to be involved with Donald Trump's life. I want to be involved with Dory Myville's life. Well, I'm involved with her life right now. I know. But anyway, the point here is if you listen to these people, they say the scientists are saying is this causing depression. And the reason it's causing depression is because people feel that they realize just how physically small they are. And, well, you were in a call with an unknown person. Yeah. Was that a typo or is it somebody that just called? I don't know. Okay, I got a message. Okay, let's see. Ongoing call. Ongoing call. Oh. Ongoing call. What does that mean? Ongoing call sounds like it's talking about your live stream. Is it? Oh my goodness. That's okay. Hangouts on air. This really cool will be streamed live onto. Okay, I don't want to stream that live. I'll just confuse everybody. So okay. So for right now, I don't want to go and Google Hangouts on air because it'll just confuse me and confuse you and everybody else. I don't really know how that would work. I don't know either, but that's a great question. Hey, Google, you really want to do something useful? Would you please explain to all of us how we can do Google Hangouts on air directly from our iPhone? So that if we want to live stream a Google Hangouts on air, how do we do it? I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue. I have no clue either. So do you think we can actually put Dory on this thing? Oh, that's a great question. Let's see. Let's not do that right now. I think that confused everybody. Yeah, I think it would confuse me pretty bad. So for Michelle Marie, Dory. Oh, here's a guy we haven't talked to in a while. Andrew Pauline. Well, right now I don't know if I'm ready to try to get Andrew on this Google Hangouts on air because we're sitting over there, and the sound will go through this. Well, we can do it, but that's a great question because I don't know how that would work. Because if you're listening to Andrew talk, you would have to figure out how to connect all the wires in a way. That's another cable issue, which, but we will try something like that in the future. Yes, we will. But we still will talk to you on the phone. No, you want to give us a call, 860-738-8463. Again, that's 860-738-8463. And we will do our best to have you on the channel. So this is your chance to do something fun here. We're talking about spirituality. We're talking about the life on the other side. We're talking about things that have nothing directly to do with Michelle's leg. What did you call me in a couple of days ago? Michelle. That was just a typo. I meant to hit I and I ended up hitting you. Yeah. Somebody might start thinking, relating my name and you snacks. Please. Guys, I make typos too. You try typing on a little flat piece of glass. It's not an easy job. So, but I must tell you that I'm very happy to have this chance to share this time with you. And I'm sorry that nobody's particularly interested in making a phone call right now, but it's okay. You guys don't always do anyway. But of course, when this is done and the reruns, you can certainly, talk about questions or concerns. I'll try to answer as much as I can. And so for Michelle, for Thursday and Friday of this week, you're going to be doing Google Hangouts on air again. Yes. Unfortunately, I'm having a hard time figuring out how to preset all the cameras so that it looks good. Well, looking at it right now on the phone, it don't look too bad. I think, you will get this nailed down better. And now, do you think there's going to be a Renters Reread this year? I don't know. If there is, that'd be great, because then we can go ahead and focus on doing Renters Rebate. Is there any way we can actually plug this camera in to the system and get other people in chat? Well, if you're going to do that, I'm going to say right now is because it took this long to get this thing configured up, I would personally recommend waiting a little longer, because this is the way we're doing it right now. But we will certainly be willing to give it a go in another day. But here's another related issue. Okay, the PAL camera is being recorded by 2 computers today. The first one is the main computer in the bedroom, and that second feed is going straight through the UVC capture device into the Google Hangouts on air. So if we get people on Google Hangouts on air, they may have people who are watching this on Google Hangouts on air might get a little bit confused because of the way the sound is going to end up being mixed up. Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot about that. I think you tried that originally on Andrew Pauline a couple years ago. I did, and it didn't work quite right. No, it's you get confusing because when I be talking, if I turn up and have the sound on, he's talking, and then I'm talking, and all of a sudden the sound would kind of almost like loop back on itself, kind of like it was unintentionally doing last night. So that really wasn't really on purpose. That's what it sounded like. Michelle was trying to say something. She had her phone. She was watching her phone, and it picked up her voice, and then it got on the YouTube microphone here, picked up her voice there, and then it got restreamed a second time, and so it sounded like an echo. It was really confusing as hell, because everybody was like, whoa, wait a minute. Why is she, looping? And that's exactly what happens. It loops. So definitely not that good for anybody. Okay, now let's get back to the one other question. Be sure if they're doing the right thing. You kind of understand it. I understand it, but how, for someone who's never really thought about it, how can they be sure if they're doing the right thing? The answer is simple. It's listen to your heart. Because your heart is going to tell you everything, because your heart is, remember, there's head faith and there's heart faith. Now, head faith is the stuff that you were taught. Say, for example, from a childhood, say through CCD or Sunday school, things like that. That's the stuff that you were taught by human beings that says this is right, this is wrong. But your heart faith, which is the most pure faith, is more that it will not be contaminated by mankind. So many times people have a hard time deciding which one's more important to listen to. I say listen to your heart faith more than your head faith. So if you go on to, say, a church, whatever church it is, and they're saying something that goes against your head faith, I mean, your heart faith completely. If they say some kind of doctrine, like you're not good enough to see the kingdom of God, and your heart faith says that's BS. Well, I listen to your heartbeat. And I would say to myself is, why is this person saying this when I know that's not the case? So in that case, they might want to say, okay, I don't want to be part of that because I don't agree with this. But why would some people stick around anyway? Well, some people will do it because some reasons there's a sense of fear. Some religions on earth are operated by intimidation and control, and others are they're just popular. People like the fact that they can have um, the fellowship morning coffee donuts at the after the service. Some people like to stick around for that. They've established friends in the church, and so for them, it's harder to say, "Gee, I don't agree with this, but I want the free coffee donuts, so I still stay friends with these people, so I'll go anyway." That's also unfortunately has to happen. Is that but deep down there's a sense of discontinuity between what they really feel and what they're hearing from some religious leader. Absolutely, and that's when you get into some really messed up people because they can sense it, and until they can eventually sit down and say to themselves, okay, predestination is definitely not correct. All good people have to be totally perfect to even have a chance entering the kingdom of God is flawed. Okay? Because there is a place into a waiting room, the purgatorium, where you can go and you will be made pure in the eyes of the Mother and Father God, and you will be on blessed soil. But so many churches say, it doesn't matter. You do one thing wrong, you're going straight to down there into the fires of hell. And that is, again, my heart face says that's baloney. That's not the case. I believe that everybody is entitled to receive the kingdom of God. But those people who, for example, have gone through the left door, the dark entities, those who have been misled and become dark entities themselves, always will have a limited will to always return home. If they are willing to go through the work, the effort, this needs to change. Because Mother and Father God loves you, and they would want you to be happy. But for those people who've gone through the left door from grave to cradle, they don't really have a chance to really organize their life. How often is it that the good entities become dark entities? That's a good question. Usually it's in some cases it's when they're often are misled by other people who are dark entities themselves and encouraging them to do bad things. But sometimes it's actually in their life chart. They actually choose it. They choose it? They choose it. They actually say, I've been here long enough as a good person. I want to try being a bad person. I don't want to be a bad person. No, you tried evil. You tried evil a couple years ago, and you hated it. That was under a very supervised sense of evil. And I tell you, I still think of that today, and I still get the creeps thinking about it. The total aloneness is extreme. The total lack of feeling is extreme. That was a control case. I cannot visualize wanting to live my whole life like that. The isolation, the lack of people to talk to, the not embracing the wonderful, loving things of Mother and Father God, the being distanced from them permanently. For those people who have entered the dark realm, you can go home. It's going to work, but you have to work hard to make it happen. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next week. But you can go home and you can see the future, and you can see Mother and Father God, and you can be all happy, and great joys can be a part of your life. And I got to fix this cord. Michelle will fix that cord. I know Michelle. Yeah. So, okay, that's working for right now. It's working for right now, at least 1 year. But the most important thing of all is that you don't have to think that you have to be perfect um, to do anything, because Mother and Father God already know you better than you know yourself, because they have information of all your life charts, all your pasts. When you go home, by the way, you will have access to your past lives. The information is stored in the Hall of Wisdom and the Holy Records, and you can go back and look through all the scrolls. They're scrolls. I don't know why they didn't go with the paper-bound books that we have today, but they're scrolls. And you can go back and you can read them scrolls. And you can look at what you did, say, all the way back from the very beginning. Because remember, you were created by the divine Mother and Father God from the very beginning. You're made perfect in the eyes of God. You don't even have to ask questions. It's already... So you've been on this earth many, 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 many times to improve yourself, to be almost perfect with God. It's a challenge to explain to some people. So you're saying, in the case of people, is how to avoid getting involved with bad doctrine is to listen to your heart faith and compare it with your head faith. And if your head faith says that doing certain things is okay, but your heart faith says no, it's not, your heart faith should take precedence. Yes, I would say 99.99999% of the time that is the case. Is that your heart faith, which is pure from the divine Mother and Father God, because it's part of your entity, it's part of your soul, your spirit. If you could go with your firmware, is the one part of you that really is not so easily persuaded. It's just like in the movie Frozen. What was it that Pappy said? The heart is not so easily persuaded. What does that mean? It means basically is you can try so much to convert somebody to believe something, but trying to convince their heart to agree that it's good or just or kind is like asking for the impossible, because your heart is going to always be with you. Right. As far as the other topic we talked about today, I'm sorry nobody actually contacted us. I really was hoping that we were going to have a discussion on YouTube about YouTube, but I guess people don't really want to talk about that topic, as how has YouTube's changes, is how is that going to affect the majority of the audiences that are watching the program. I really was hoping you guys would be part of that, but for some reason, maybe because my channel is so small, maybe you guys didn't think it was so important to discuss, and I'm really sorry about that. I really, but hey, you know what? I don't disagree with what Michelle said. I agree with 100%. I think Michelle has done a lot of great things with her channel. And while there are some people who may not think her channel is a sincere effort, I can tell you Michelle works hard. I wanted to try it today because why not? I figured it would be a great way to see if I can get some people to look at things from a different way, different viewpoint. But I'm not as well known as Michelle's channel. Michelle's channel is much better known channel than mine. It's just kind of a shame because, I only got like 30 subscribers. Michelle's got how many? Tons. Not tons, but I mean, quite a few anyway. Yeah. I have quite a few subscribers on my channel, but the sad truth is that I don't think my channel has a lot of, some people are not really sincere about what I'm talking about, and some are not sure what they're supposed to feel. Right. Well, I know that some people, actually 3 people did leave your channel. You're up to 166 subscribers. But do you think that those people will return? I'm sure they will. I don't see why they wouldn't. Those people, the ones that left, I think were looking for certain something that my channel does not have. And if that makes any sense. Yes, it does. All right, so let me take a look at my channel, see how this compares to Michelle's channel. And I love this video I did. What is a multiverse? You know, we have to do another one, that topic on that. Yes, we can. We can do another video on that topic. I think that the Chromie key came out really good for the what is the multiverse. Let's talk about that. What is we're going to do with the multimedia studio? Well, once we can clean the studio out, I think we will be covering new content, new subscribers, and new viewers and things like that. So I think it's definitely going to happen. You're going to definitely see some new stuff happen with the channel. But the biggest problem with the live streams, the Chroma key, is you can't do Chroma key in live streams easily. The other problem is like as you obviously clean up in this room, is these lamps are major heat sources. Oh God, yes, they are hot. And that room is even worse because for some reason it's not as good with cross flow. So when you get in that room, it's extremely difficult. And on top of that, the room is a chaotic mess. It has to be cleaned up. It has to be organized. And so you think that things will be better as far as in a few years and things like that. I think in a few years' time, I think our channels will continue to do great things. So, wait. Okay, perfect. So it converts to 1 watchers watching the video. Yes, okay. That's it though? This is it. Just one person. Well, whoever that person is, do me a favor, please do click subscribe. On the bottom of the right of the screen says subscribe, Lumi and Finistra. And we're welcome to have you on the channel as if you have questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, grapes, kudos, whatever. Please do not feel afraid to speak your mind. It will be a challenge to get new people on here. But we will do what we can to make things better for everybody. And Michelle will be with you, of course, on Thursday and Friday of this week coming up. And she hopes that you want to say something about that. I hope that you watch it. That's all. I mean, I hope you'll watch the channel. And I think that one viewer who's watching this channel on YouTube anyway, on Google Hangouts on air. I don't know if you're watching it, or I don't know how the comments that. But for those of you who did not see this in Google Hangouts on air, that's okay. You see it on YouTube. And of course, Lumi and I will be releasing the full definition PAL version as well in a short time. What the PAL version we can do is we're not going to edit it down. We're just going to upload it straight as is. This way you can see the parts of the video that you could not see because the camera was being cropped by the Google Hangouts on air. So it'll give you a chance to see parts of the video that you can't see at this current time. And of course, on Thursday, Friday, I will be there. And of course, Michelle did, your leg is, of course, very, very muscular. Yeah, it's very hard. Turns out there's another reason why when you get older, the legs muscles do stupid things to Yes, age, the final frontier. The final frontier, because when you realize is that soon the time is going to come when we're going to be home, and there'll be places, no pain, no suffering, no guilt, no sadness, technically no hunger. There will be no hunger because you will not need to eat. You can eat if you want, but you don't have to eat on the other side. So, absolutely. Lots and lots of things to go through in the short time. But I don't know what I'm going to do in the live stream, guys, because obviously I need your comments on that, because I didn't expect to make this long video, and it's pretty long. It's long. So we're going to let you go for now. And if you have any comments, concerns, suggestions, kudos, grapes, whatever, please do not be afraid to leave comments. And of course, if you could please subscribe, that'd be great. You just click on it. It says, and mine's a little decorative to Michelle's. Mine says subscribe. Finestra. I think it has the E in there. You think so? I think so. So, just subscribe. And you might need to click on the little bell when you do. I don't know how that works, but YouTube has been changing the system a lot in the period of time. And we'll see how it goes. So right now, guys, thank you very much for watching this. And we'll see you soon. Okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.